I have the document.
Okay. Let us go through this 100 questions questionnaire
Yeah.
and answers for exam practice. Okay.
Yeah.
So first topic is generative AI computer vision. So what is the primary
Mm-hmm.
difference between the Azure Computer Vision API and the Azure Custom Vision API? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So answer is the Azure Computer Vision API is a pre-trained model that can analyze images and extract information, while the Azure Custom Vision API allows you to train your own custom models. So if you see, Custom Vision API is nothing but it is similar to the ML technique. Machine learning has
Mm-hmm.
got the model training, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it has got training, testing, deployment, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it is equivalent of ML process option basically. If you take this um, computer vision API is a pre-trained model that can analyze images and extract information. It means it has got built-in algorithm already. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
to process completely. So if you give the image, then you ask, check it. That's all, right? Then you are going to define that particular vision API to scan human faces. Okay.
Yeah.
Later on, you can design one version for taking the objects
Yeah.
of what size, such kind of things also can be designed it, then it will work directly, right? It means whatever
Yeah.
we are giving the specifications, it takes care from the front end and it designs the model automatically.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
here you have to follow the ML techniques. Okay, right?
Yeah.
How does Azure Computer Vision API handle image resizing and cropping? The API automatically resizes and crops images to optimize them for analysis. Normally, what happens? Manually, we have to do reducing the size for clarity purpose, all these things. There are some
Mm-hmm.
standards 1080 pixels or 720 pixels. So there are some standards for images also.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to follow that. We used to resize them for analyzing the images, comparing the images in the traditional model. So now
Mm-hmm.
that also it is in the built-in algorithm within the computer vision API. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
image adjusting also. So what is the purpose of domain parameter in the Azure Computer Vision API? The domain parameter specifies the type of image analysis to perform, such as objects, people, test. So you take any kind of thing. If you give bus, so bus has got four wheelers, it has got minimum length of this one, the minimum width of this one. Like that, it takes care of internally with the pre-trained algorithms for the objects. So then the domain parameter is it is related to the type of image analysis. What analysis they need to do on particular objects. Okay, that terminology, that is the terminology basically. So next one is natural language processing. What is the main difference between Azure Test Analytics API and Azure Language Services API? The Azure Test Analytics API focuses on test analysis. So while the Azure Language Services API provides more advanced language understanding capabilities. So basically, you have the option in generative AI. You give a test, it is going to uh, come up with some kind of outcome. You take customer feedbacks. There is a concept called sentiment analysis. You know that, right? We discussed it.
Mm-hmm.
In the sentiment analysis, we are going to take the feedback from the users, and later on, we are going to do analysis of that feedback. Then we will say you grade the customers like this for this kind of feedback. All we are going to give the parameters. Then it is going to analyze the test according to that. Then it gives the rating, right? So the Azure Language Specification API is totally different. It understands the languages basically. Conversion. It is a translator activity basically,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it is
Yeah.
nowhere connected. Both are having equal features. Right. How does
Mm-hmm.
the Azure Test Analytics API handle sentiment analysis? I spoke to you about the sentiment analysis. It is being used for the same thing. The API uses machine learning algorithms to analyze, test, and determine the sentiment as positive, negative, or neutral. If customer has given negative comments, it checks the words also. It checks the test analytics also, and it compares it. Is it right word or wrong word or positive, negative, neutral kind of thing. Then it gives that value. That this is the feedback review. It has some. If you give one positive, two negative, three neutral, something or zero neutral like that, then it gives the values, right? What is the purpose of show starts parameter in the Azure Test Analytics API? The stats parameter returns statistical information about the test analysis, such as number of sentences and words. Basically, if you give a document, then or some paragraph of the feedback review, then it gives the statistics of the number of sentences it has, number of words it has, or even characters also it can give sometimes, depends on the specifications. So for that purpose, you are using the show stats button. Okay. Next one is speech. What is the main difference between the Azure Speech Services API and Azure Speech Translation API? Speech Services API is different. Speech Translation API is different. Now, if you see here, Azure Speech Services API focuses on speech to text. It means you give a audio, then it converts into text format. It writes the content and
Mm-hmm.
text to speech capabilities, while the Azure's speech translation API provides real-time speech translation. It means you write the content and give it to that, then it will convert into speech. It means it will convert into MP3. So that is the purpose. Are you getting?
So, what is the difference? Real-time speech, text to speech, so provides real-time speech translation. Means from one language to another language, or
Text to speech capabilities is not a translation.
no, no,
Okay, it is a
text.
conversion
Mm,
into MP3 file, audio file.
mm,
Text to speech,
mm,
you have to make it separately. Okay, the function is
mm,
totally different. Azure speech translation is nothing but it is a language translation. So Azure
one
speech
language
translation
to
means
other. Okay.
you have English version somewhere, then you need to
Yeah.
convert into Hindi.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that is possible. Azure speech translation, it is you have a speech content in audio file, you
Yeah.
supply it, then it is going to translate into either text or either into some other language or whatever options you are going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how does the Azure Speech Services API handle speaker diarization? This
Mm.
is from speech
What does that
services.
mean?
Well,
Yeah.
pardon?
What is diarization?
Yeah, it is going to explain here, right, in the answer. API
Mm.
uses machine learning algorithms to identify and separate individual speakers in an audio file. Diarization is there are three, four audio files are there. Now we are going to identify is it the same speaker or different speaker or whose discussion this is. I told you, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are some dignitaries, world dignitaries. Those speeches are common. It is
Mm.
available on the internet also, or within this automated system, they might have kept it. So you take Trump speech, then you take Obama speech, then it is going to identify this person is so and so like that.
Okay.
Individual speakers from the audio files. Whose audio file this is? If you have 10
Mm.
files, okay, let us say all US presidents' speeches, you want to analyze it. Then they have given in audio files, different audio files. Now, can you segregate them into person wise? Yes, it is possible through this option. Are you getting
Yeah.
in live how it
Yeah.
works? You take any
Mm-hmm.
TV or any kind of broadcasting service. So they have this kind of activities. Okay, what
Mm.
is the purpose of profanity parameter in the Azure speech services? The
Mm.
profanity parameters allows you to specify whether to mask or remove profanity from the audio transcription. Mask is if somebody is talking unparliamentary words or vulgar kind of language,
Mm.
then you have to give the instruction to that. You
Okay.
have to pad that speech. Even in the
Mm-hmm.
TVs, if you see, the audio is blocked
Mm.
when they are talking that way for a few seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
Even in movies also it happens like that. Okay, they block that speech, right? So that is
Yeah.
called profanity. Okay. Then
Mm.
next one is decision and recommendation systems. What is the main difference between Azure personalizer API and the Azure recommendations API? So both are related with marketing campaign only, but functions are slightly different. Azure Personalizer API provides personalized recommendations based on user behavior. Means we took data. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
took feedbacks. All those
Mm-hmm.
things are there. Those are going to be fed into the personalizer options. Then it is going to
Mm.
analyze and give the grading of the customer, then giving the feedback of the customer like positive, negative, neutral we discussed in the previous sections, right? The same way it is
Yeah.
going to do that. Personalized recommendations. So while the Azure recommendations API provides product recommendations based on item relationships. What is this item relationship? If the customer purchased similar items, it is going to recommend that customer because of the past history, right? The same
Mm.
way, right? So
Yeah.
how does the Azure Personalizer API handle user feedback? Okay, the API uses machine learning algorithms to incorporate user feedback and improve recommendation accuracy. It means through the Personalizer API, machine learning algorithms are inbuilt to review the feedback, okay, and improve the recommendation accuracy. Let us say services about services they have commented something. That comment is going to be analyzed by the this API, personalizer API, user feedback under user feedback analyzer. Then it
Okay.
gives the recommendations upon the comments of the user. Okay,
Mm.
so let us say if you go to Best Buy, festival season,
Mm.
then you will be in queue. Obviously, it takes 45 minutes or 30 minutes to go to the particular item. Am I right?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you wrote the comment in the feedback. Waited for 30 minutes, which is not feasible like that. Then the
Mm.
recommendation is you should not keep the customers waiting. You look for the alternate arrangement. It will give the recommendation
Mm.
like that.
Mm.
Okay. In fact, this kind of analysis we have done in AWS for one of the POCs for Shiva Krishna last year. Like personalized recommendations, feedback analysis, grading, all that. Okay.
Mm.
So, what is the purpose of the rank parameter in the Azure Recommendations API? The rank parameter specifies the ranking algorithm to use for generating recommendations. We discussed about the previous one. One is three categories you can give: positive, negative, neutral. Upon that also you can give. Then another thing is depends on the sentiment analysis. Also you can give the recommendations, and apart from that, user input feedback comments can be analyzed it, and it can be converted by the AI to recommend such kind of things. It means generating recommendations are various way. Yes, you can do that using the GenAS under Azure
Mm.
Personalizer. There are
Mm.
various levels you need to use it. Okay, so all combined together, you will get final recommendations. Through what? By using the rank.
Mm.
Okay. So next one is Azure Cognitive Search. What is the main difference between Azure Cognitive Search API and the Azure Search API? The Azure Cognitive Search API provides AI-powered search capabilities. It means it searches and gives the get the information, while the Azure
Mm-hmm.
Search API provides basic search functionality. It means one is inbuilt with AI, Azure Cognitive Search functionality. Then Azure
Mm-hmm.
Search API is normal search. It doesn't have any AI to search that on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How does Azure Cognitive Search API handle entity recognition? The API uses machine learning algorithms to identify and extract entities from test data. Let us say in a test, you have a document. I want to find in a document, does it have cognitive search use cases? That is my query.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then
Mm-hmm.
it searches for that. Okay. If it is not there, additionally, it can give the comment. You see, Copilot you might have used on the web browser, right? When you are trying to search something, when you are writing on the web browser, automatically it is going to give the solutions side by side in a window.
Mm-hmm.
Additional, additional information, right? Let us say you search for something on Google search. Now you search it for 102 exam preparation. Then it gave a lot of links. Then at the same time, Copilot or GPT plugin will be there. There will be a window. In that window, it gives all references. In
Mm-hmm.
addition to these URLs, these URLs only website links only, right? But where in the window the AI tools are giving additional recommendations. Okay, right. So now, what is the purpose of suggester parameter in the Azure Cognitive Search API? The suggester parameter enables autocomplete and suggestion functionality for search queries. Basically, there is a suggestion it can give in the search parameter also, search API also. It brings up the suggestions with that queries. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then Azure
Mm-hmm.
Machine Learning. What is the main difference between Azure Machine Learning API and Azure Automated Machine Learning API? Okay, you tell me, because we worked with Azure Machine Learning and Machine Automated Gen AI ML also, right?
Azure machine learning API. Auto, we didn't work with the automated machine learning.
It is a
We only
normal
worked
machine
with the,
learning, right? But it is attached with the Azure only. But still, you have
yeah,
to use the old methods, machine learning concepts, without having AI capabilities. Okay, Azure Machine
yeah,
Learning API provides a platform for building and deploying custom machine learning models. It means
yeah.
all the activities will be performed one by one, okay, with our instructions. But while Azure Automated Machine Learning API provides automated machine learning capabilities, it means it does all the things, building, deploying, testing, such kind of things. It gives the positive results. That is the purpose. It means
Mm-hmm.
without having manual intervention for these activities like building, deploying, such kind of activities. If you see this one, this is related with ML ops also. Because in the ML operations, you have to build it and deploy it, models. Okay, and customize,
Mm-hmm.
you can custom machine learning models also. It means you keep on customizing that. If this is not working, you can add it. If another functionality is required, we're going to add it to the ML models. I told you, right?
Mm-hmm.
One bot is there, it is going to work for particular thing. Then you take the same copy and modify for particular another general practitioner's requirement. The same patient management related bot if it is there. Okay, chatbot, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to think practically how these are going to be implemented. Then you will be able to give the suggestions or solutions to the customer, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does Azure
Yeah.
Machine Learning API handle hyperparameter tuning? The API uses machine learning algorithms to optimize hyperparameters for model training. Basically, what happens? This is a um, Azure Machine Learning API. If you see earlier, Azure Automated Machine Learning is different from Azure Machine Learning API. We are talking about the first one, machine learning, normal machine learning. In that, hyperparameter tuning is there. The API uses machine learning algorithms to optimize parameters for model training. It means there is a concept called model training. Once it is built, once it is having some kind of design, then you are going to do model training. When you do model training, this hyperparameter tuning concept will come. You are going to tune the model for some other changes also. It is nothing but model tuning is, you have a code, you are debugging it. When you debug it, you will modify the code. The same way,
Mm.
hyperparameters will provide to tune the models for changes. Is it
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the purpose of explanation parameter in Azure Machine Learning API? The explanation parameter provides feature importance and model interpretability. It means if it needs to explain something, it is going to write something. You see, Copilot or GPT, if it is there, Chat GPT, in the search options, Google search options, if you are trying for something, then it is going to give all the things. It explains what is this, all those things. Explanation also it
Mm.
is included. It means it has got Azure ML API there when it is explaining that. Am I right?
Yeah, what is the purpose of explanation parameter? So you have to pass the parameter for the machine learning API to, oh, if you give the explanation parameter, it will give you explanation of the feature
Content.
importance and model interpretability.
Yes.
What is model interpretability?
Model interpretability means you can convert into different things, right? Interpretation. You can convert into different things. The model. You can, let us say, if it is a translator can use different language.
Translator
That,
can convert into different languages, but
yeah, but that is also
inter
called as interpreter, right? Translator. Did you work with basic
yeah,
language, basic programming language in the beginning?
yeah.
What was that? Is it based on compiler or interpreter?
That was basic was I don't remember. Basic I didn't work. I started working with C.
C also has got interpreter wise, compiler wise also.
C has a compiler.
So what is the
Interpreter,
difference between the
yeah.
compiler and the interpreter? Tell me.
Oh, yeah. It is that. I don't
Interpreter
remember
is
it.
step
There
by
was
step.
some difference. Yeah.
Interpreter is purpose is it takes step by step and compiles that. Compiler is
Mm.
it takes set of instructions and compiles it together and gives the errors.
Yes. Yeah. Model
The explanation is
interpretability.
like that, line by line. If you see the
Yeah.
AI tools, Copilot or GPT, I have been
Yeah.
telling you about in the search option of the Google. If you search for
Mm.
particular content, it is going to write line by line
Mm. Yes.
explanation.
Yeah.
You
Line
have
by
to
line. Yeah.
understand what all the AI tools you used it, how it worked, how they are displaying on the windows side by side.
Mm. Mm.
You have to correlate this explanation with that. So it means
Okay.
the content is coming from the ML learning API
Mm.
and it
Mm.
is interpreting to the customer. That's all simple.
Mm.
Okay. Interpreter is line by line. See, now you see in India when Modi or Amit Shah comes to AP, if for Vizag or Hyderabad, side by side, our another leader will be there, BJP leader. She or he
Mm.
is going to convert that particular sentence. That is called interpreter. Now, let us say those people they spoke by having one paper, completed the speech. Now, another leader will come and read that in another language, local language. That is called translation.
Mhm. Yeah, that
That is
is
the difference
translate.
here.
No, speech interpretability, that I know. In terms of speech, I know what interpretability is. But in
Yeah, but
terms of
here
model,
you here don't get confusion. The same concept is applied here. Machine learning
mm,
API also has got interpreter. It explains line by line, one by one information. It is not going to dump entire text like a display.
mhm.
That's all. You should not think beyond that. Okay.
Okay.
If required, just use Copilot and see in Google search window. Okay, it
Yeah.
displays the same way. What is Azure Form Recognizer? We'll see here. What is the
Mm.
main difference between the Azure Form Recognizer API and Azure OCR API? You need to tell because you have worked with the POC.
I only worked with the recognizer API. I don't know what is OCR API. I didn't work with the OCR.
Hmm.
Optical, what is
Optical
recognizer?
character reader,
Character
character
reader.
reader, OCR.
Mm. What is
Okay,
that?
barcode.
Uh,
Barcode can be
yeah.
taken as OCR also.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Hmm.
so you explain it, whatever you know from the answer.
Okay, so the Azure Form Recognizer API provides form recognition and data extraction capabilities, while the Azure OCR API provides optical character recognition. Yeah, so it's barcode scanning, the barcode reading the barcode and all. I think OCR provides, and the form recognizer doesn't provide the barcode reading or barcode scanning.
Hmm. This is the difference. See, all these questions, they are made by taking some options and asking the differences. That's all in these
Mm,
questions.
mm, mm,
Okay. How does Azure Form Recognizer API handle form layout analysis? The API uses machine learning algorithms to analyze and understand form layout. Form is nothing but you are going to give your image. After that, it is
mm,
going to be scanned it. After that, it is going to
mm.
convert into JSON. You know that process.
Yeah.
So internally, to recognize your form, first it need to understand image format. From image format, it is going to convert into as a form. Then after that, it's going to read the content. Then converting into JSON. These are the algorithms built in the form recognizer for different activities. You have seen
Mm.
that, right?
Yeah.
Is there any doubt in that? In this
No.
question answer? Okay,
No.
because you worked already in that. So
Mm.
what is the purpose of the template parameter in Azure Form Recognizer? Okay, you had to explain form recognizer only. Question.
Template parameter and I didn't use the template parameter. Form template to use for data extraction. Or you can specify the template of the document that you want to give. If like receipt can be a template, medical bill
Yes,
can be a template,
separate
and
template format. Yes,
form can be different kinds of forms itself, right? Some application form can be a form as well. It doesn't have to be
yes,
a bill or a receipt. So
yeah.
application form can be scanned, and that's a different template. So you can specify which template you're going to use.
Correct. So from that it extract the data. Simple function.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Then Azure Metrics Advisor. What is the main difference between the Azure Metrics Advisor API and the Azure Anomaly Detector API? Azure Metrics Advisor and Anomaly Detector API. So let us see here. Azure Metrics Advisor API provides metrics analysis and anomaly detection capabilities, while the Azure Anomaly Detector API provides real-time anomaly detection. It means this feature function is to identify only anomalies, but advisor is it analyzes the metrics, and within the metrics it recognizes the detection, anomaly detection capabilities. It means
Mm.
there is a defect. Okay, the defects metrics are given, okay, in
Mm.
a dashboard. Now
Mm.
when you have defects, it is going to identify the defects. Okay, then
Mm.
from the defect it is going to identify a root cause analysis. Then from that it is going to give the detection capabilities. What is the root cause for that, what is the issue, kind of thing. It is
Mm.
the same way. Okay,
Mm.
if you use the feature correct in live, you will be able to explain complete picture by form recognizer, how you used it for
Mm.
scanning the image content the same way. But in definition wise, that is the difference. How does the
Okay.
Azure Metrics Advisor API handle metric aggregation? So we discussed about the Metrics Advisor API. It is asking
Mm-hmm.
how to handle metrics aggregation. The API uses machine learning algorithms to aggregate metrics and detect anomalies. Yes. So it's this built-in function. It is explaining in the 23rd question. Okay. Built-in is it
Mm.
has got algorithms for all those things. That is the common thing. So what is the purpose of dimension parameter in the Azure Metrics Advisor API? The dimension parameter specifies the metric dimension to analyze it. So uh, these are all statistics words basically. Okay, from that they are deriving these things. Okay, so that's
Yep.
all for today. We'll see tomorrow. We'll stop this call recording.
Mm.